I don't even know if this works, but we're gonna go for it. And you're also on my AirPods right now, so that might sound creepy too. Anyway, I use Photo Mechanic to cull all of my images just because it's way faster than anything I've ever used. So I will open up my pictures here, if I can find them. And then I'll just go through and hit 5, which would star it as 5 stars. And then I go back and choose the ones I want to edit. I mean, not choose ones I want to edit. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. It helps me pick the ones I want to edit. She was so stinky today. Um, she's so stinking cute. I'm only going to pick out a few real quick just to choose which one I really want to edit. And I use a Nikon Z6, and the mirrorless camera for me captures really pink images or like magenta. So I have to fix that when editing, which is different than the DSLR that I was using. She was over me by this point, but I really want to use one on the bed to edit first. So we'll see. And then I had Cambria throwing little clouds up for me so I can add those in, because for my minis I will be hanging some of these little clouds up, but I didn't have time to do that today, so I'm just going to Photoshop them in, and y'all can just watch me Photoshop. I'm going to go back and find one of her, even though she wasn't as happy doing these. See, this is a car passing up by the studio. The difference in lighting. I'll just do this one. Okay. That's probably way too long of culling. But here's everything I pulled out. And then I'll open Lightroom. And my computer is slow as heck, so we'll see how this goes. Also, I feel really stupid talking to no one, so. I'm probably not going to edit any of this video because it'll just take up even more time. And that's a wedding I did last weekend. Okay. So what I do is just drag and drop with the rainbow wheel. Drag and drop in, and it will show import, and it'll only highlight the ones that I've culled out here, as you'll see. So all the ones that I 5-starred will be checked, and I can just hit import on just those. So we'll wait on that. I'm pretty sure I have the slowest computer of all time, so here we go. So how I start is going to develop. I use SMAL presets, or small, however you want to say it, by, oh my gosh, I can't even say his name. He's awesome. Look them up, SMAL. small. So typically I use this one preset, and you can see that it already does so much to the picture. Click it, and then I go in and I take off all the green because I don't add green to images. If I can find it right here, take all the green out. And then I enable profile corrections for all of the white images I do because it adds that white vignette to the edges and just makes it look way more clean, as you can see. And then I always up my sharpening and my noise reduction. And normally I pull up some shadows, pull down some highlights, and then I just adjust everything here. Pull some of that pink down, add in some contrast, and that's about it. So then I'll, this is before and this is after. And then I will highlight all of my images, and I'll hit sync, and it will do the same thing that I just did on that one picture to every picture that I have opened. Wait for that to work. Okay, that's done. And then I just go in and tweak everything based on that. So this is blown out right here. So I'm going to pull my exposure down and pull my shadows up. And if it's still a little messed up, I'll grab my brush tool and just make it a little brighter on just this side of her face right here. So I'll just paint in a little bit of light there. Obviously that's too much. Bring it back down. And then when I go into Photoshop, I will adjust her eyes to make them the same color. I mean, same brightness, not the same color. They are the same color. And so here the same way. And actually, there's some blue in here. So I will come in here and pull all this blue out, and so you can see where it's at. And I'll just pull it down, and then where it was, I'll make it a little bit brighter with the luminance sliders. And then I really just tweak everything as I go. And these two I'll sync together because they're pretty much the same picture. And that should help out there. Her eyes are a little dark in this picture, so I probably won't end up editing that at all. And then this one's pretty much perfect here. Pull it down here. Crop it how I want it. Oh, she's the cutest thing. And I just made a realization that that picture I said I probably wouldn't use is because I've pulled all that blue down, I think. Yeah, and so now her eyes aren't blue anymore. Anyways, that's why I didn't like that. Back to what I was doing. So, work on that. You can use your brush to take the blue out as well. She's a little blown out on that side. So I'll brush some lightness in here. Go for a little yellow. Took some of that out. Hopefully my music in the background isn't going to kill this whole video, or my breathing. Or my computer speed. And I think that screen recording is also making it a lot slower than it actually is. And I'm going to go ahead and take off that profile corrections because it's kind of giving her like a big giant head up here. So I'll take that off just for this picture and then adjust how I want it here. I'm actually just going to crop her big forehead out. And then next. And I think all of my images honestly have a pretty red or magenta tone to them. That's just how I edit. So if you don't like it, you can fix it for yourself just by using this tint slider most of the time. So that would be before and after. And then now we're moving on to the bed, so we'll probably have to change up some of the editing that we had done in the window, which is all the first images. So I'm gonna crop in and pull some of the warmness down, temperature. I pulled some blacks up just because it was a little dark. And then, I'm going to say and then 100 times. I'm going to go ahead and sync all of that to the rest of the pictures, which might be crazy, but yes, it's too bright. But let's just pull it down. And honestly, I don't love these as much on the bed as I did in the window, just because I have the bed facing the opposite way, so there's not as much light hitting her face. Let me sync those since that was too bright. And now these are all just going to be for my clouds. I can't bring it back there. Okay. Fix all my color. I'm going to pull this blue back down. Brighten it a little bit. And honestly, all of the things that I'm showing you are just things that work for me. So if it doesn't work for you, that is totally fine. If you do not like it, you do not have to do it. And I just realized that my sync has crop turned on, and I don't want that on because I don't want all of my images cropped the exact same way. So I just turned it off. A new cloud here. And I'm just going to use this picture just for the cloud. So I'm going to really just adjust for the cloud so I can take it out. Same for the other two. Not that you can even see these or that it'll matter, but I'm going to go ahead and save these anyways, just to have them in case I want to use them. Okay, so now I'm going to highlight everything, go to library, and then I export them to the folder. I'm going to put sneaks, which are my sneak peeks, and it'll go straight to the folder of sneak peeks that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and start opening Photoshop just because it takes a lifetime too. I will not Photoshop all of these probably to show you, but I'll do just one. And if you can hear my kids yelling in the background, I'm sorry. My husband's out there with us. All right. I keep forgetting what I called them. Okay, and I think a kid is coming in. Oh, they're out. Okay, so let me just click one of these, and I'll show you what I would do to it by itself. I think I want this one. It's not loaded yet. And to preview your pictures on your MacBook, you can just hit your space bar and it'll make it big if you didn't know that. And then you can hit the space bar again and it'll go away. So I'm going to do this one first and then let it open. The first thing that I'm going to do is Run Portraiture, which is a plug-in program um, for Photoshop. So you do have to pay for it extra, but it's my favorite thing to edit skin with. So you can see what it does here. Not that she needed too much skin editing, but it will help just smooth out places. Like right here was pretty bumpy and it's gone over here. Her chin had some bumps and it's gone. You see the difference when I click, so before and after. And it's perfect, so I'll hit OK on that. And I always sharpen after I do that, which you can use any sharpening action, but I use this MCP sharpening action. I will go in and adjust the opacity by using the slider in the corner. Hopefully I don't go too fast. And if you guys have questions, you can ask me in the comments. So you can see that that sharpened her up a lot because the portraiture makes her a little smooth. I mean, which is the point, but anyways, flatten that back out. And then I will take my dodge tool on midtones and just make her eyes a little brighter on the side so that it matches over here a little bit better. And it starts looking fake after a while, so you have to really play with it. And honestly, her eye looks super duper blue, which is not bad, but I'm gonna desaturate it just a little bit in the whites because the whites are blue as well. Hopefully y'all can follow along easily with where I'm clicking and what I'm doing. Okay, and then that's pretty much how I would edit this picture, to be honest. I might brighten it up a little bit more. And this is just an adjustment layer. So you'll just go into this little half circle thing and I hit brightness and contrast. And then it makes a layer of the brightness and contrast so you can see what it's done. And then if you want something taken off, like it might be a little bright right here. So you click on the white layer mask, use a black brush, make it big enough, and then just mask it off. So just brush on where you don't want it. And so now it's only brightened this side of her instead of brightening this part right here, which was already bright enough. And then flatten it. And that's pretty much all I would do. I may try to add just some coloring. This action set is Erin Toll paint box, I think. And I'll just hit blot, which is my favorite one of those, and it adds in some like bluish, reddish tones. As you can see there, it just made nicer skin tones and took some of that, you know, the white down a little bit, a little more matte. All right, I'll probably pull it down just a little bit and then flatten that out. And then I will save it and close it. And let's see, I'll just pull up one of these cloud pictures really quickly just to mess around with it and see. Just show you what I would do with it real quick. So let's open this one and then all of these clouds. I'll open all at one time. So I would edit this one first, so I'll just do that really quickly. The same thing I did to the other picture. Use the portraiture, make her skin nicer, hit OK. And I do have an action to run this a little bit quicker. But did you see, you can see here, before and after, it's kind of messed up the skirt of her outfit a little bit. So I'm going to go back in I'm going to take that off, go back into the portraiture and make it a new layer so that, oh, where's my mouse? Make it a new layer so that I can mask off what it did to that. So the same thing, you're going to click here on this layer, create a layer mask, and then you can get your black brush and paint that off where you don't want it. I'm just going to make my opacity 100%, and I'm going to paint it off of her outfit because it made it way too soft. It's a little soft on her hair, which I kind of like her hair being soft, but not that soft. Alright, and then I'm just going to bring the opacity down a bit because it's still a little strong. And then I'm going to flatten that. There is a big spot on the wall here. I'm going to grab my patch tool and just circle this, find sort of a matching spot, and unclick, and that will go away. And I don't know that I like this exposed brick just on this one spot, so I'm going to take that out too. Normally I would leave the exposed brick, but I just don't like it. And then there's a little piece of star right here that is driving me nuts, so I'm going to take that out as well. I'll use Content Aware instead of normal so that it doesn't pull her skin into the area. And I just pull that down until I like it, honestly. And then that's gone. And let's add in a cloud or two. So I'll grab my lasso tool and just kind of circle around this cloud and hit my grab tool and pull it over into this picture. And we'll see if I even like this being added in. I probably won't. But this is how you would do it. So you're going to make a layer mask, and then you can see all my hard edges are white, like right here. You can't even see these clouds right now because this isn't the right picture for it, but just make it soft and paint around the edges until it looks real enough. Try this one. And I just really quickly pull around it. Whoops. I forgot to put my grab tool back on. Make it big enough. And do the same thing where you make a layer mask. And you're going to paint it off. And this cloud is easy to do this on just because it's got soft edges already. So you can use the soft edge of the brush and just paint it off. And then pretty much they're going to be hanging down like that. I'll probably add some stars into the clouds that are hanging down. And that'll be more on a picture like this. So the clouds will all be hanging down around her, not just randomly stuffed where they don't belong. So those I'm just going to take off, select those, and pull it down to the trash can to take that off. And then I would finish up just the same way I did the other image by sharpening it, adding that action, and then saving it. Hopefully that helped. I don't do anything to my pictures when I export them. I mean, when I save to post on Facebook, I just post the same size. Everyone asks me how I export my pictures to post to Facebook, and I do not change it at all. That could be horrible or good, I don't know, but they upload perfectly most of the time for me. And that's about it. I will see if this worked. Hopefully it did. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments.